Live from the ABC 7 Broadcast Center, this is ABC 7 Breaking News.
Begin with that breaking news from L'Enfant Plaza this evening, where people have been sickened. A metro station there has been evacuated after some sort of an incident inside of a tunnel.
Now, here's what we know so far. This all started with calls of smoke in a tunnel at the L'Enfant Plaza station. Several people have been taken to the hospital after being pulled from a metro train.
Yellow and green line service have been suspended in and out of L'Enfant Plaza. Roz Plater made her way there to the scene down there at L'Enfant Plaza. Let's check in with her right now to get the very latest. Roz.
Leon, I'm here at 7th and D, where they have set up a triage station, 3 different parts of it here, as you can see, from the least critically injured folks to the most critically injured. The folks who are being treated are those getting off this metro bus here. Now, a number of them have already gotten off. In fact, most of them got off with the soot on their faces. You could see many of them hunched over, trying desperately to breathe and coughing. One woman was so crucially sick that she fell to her knees, collapsed to her knees here, and was nauseated. And then they had to take her on a gurney chair and take her to the mass casualty bus, which is straight ahead. Now, there are a number of folks still on that bus being evaluated. Again, this all started, we're told, around 3 o'clock, about 3:10 or so in the afternoon. Witnesses are telling us they were either in trains or on the platforms on the green and the yellow lines, and they saw smoke coming out of the tunnels, thick white smoke that they said smelled like rubber burning, and they had Metro Transit police officers telling them to get out of the station, get out of the platforms as quickly as they could. Some of these other folks seem to have been caught on the trains themselves. I did talk to one man who was on the yellow line train and said they were on their own and got out some kind of way and then found their way out to safety at the L'Enfant Plaza exit here. Still a lot of activity here. A number of these triage stations set up around in the blocks around here. There are also fire equipment all the way down at Water Street just ahead of us here, about a couple of blocks. What we don't know so far is the origin of all of this and what started it. But again, a number of fire and EMS folks here, paramedics, mass casualty buses here to take the folks on that need to go to the hospital. We've talked to some of them who've gone to the hospital, difficulty breathing again, and the nausea. And again, the soot around their faces from where they have been breathing in this thick, dark smoke from the whatever that incident was that started in the metro tunnel. Again, a number of triage stations here, and we don't know a total number of folks treated, but a significant amount, we should say.
Okay, Roz, thank you so much. And so you mentioned folks with the soot on their faces. Horace Holmes just a short time ago talked with some people who had been through just that. And Horace, just what a remarkable story you're hearing from people down there.
Yes, just an unbelievable scene. Roz was talking about the buses that were taking some of the people away, and you can see this is one of the buses right here. People are getting treated, getting some oxygen, and from the stories that I was told, they really need some oxygen, especially the folks who were in the first 2 cars of that train. They say that those are the 2 cars that filled completely with smoke, and they were in there, some were saying, up to an hour with that thick smoke in those cars, and people were telling me that there was a bit of a panic, but then everything kind of calmed down, that there were people on there, women on there who were pregnant, that people wanted to open up the doors and try to get out, but the smoke had filled the tunnel also, so they didn't want to do that, and they were just waiting and waiting and waiting for help to come, and finally, about an hour later, the help was able to come. We're seeing some pictures from the people who are coming out. We talked to one elderly gentleman who was just overcome. He got out. You could see him coughing, breathing hard, trying to catch air as they were getting the first fresh air. Once they got out of the tunnel back down here, got out of the station, trying to catch their breath. And everyone was coming out with soot around their mouth. The black spots around their mouth from whatever that smoke was, but just a terrifying situation. Everybody just happy to be out. There were a number of ambulances that were out here also that transported a number of people. They had about 6 to 10 buses around here. Most of them have left at this point. Again, I think this bus right here, the last people who were on the train are on this bus getting some care, and those buses have moved on. This one will also. Here we're getting some people coming out of the bus, so maybe we can catch them and talk to them as they're coming out. Hey, ma'am, was it a tough situation in there? Tough situation in there, ma'am?
It wasn't fun.
It wasn't? How bad was it? How bad was the smoke? Okay, I can really understand. Oh, hi, ma'am. You talked to this house. Did you get your? I talked to this woman a little bit earlier today. Tell me the situation again that was on the train. You were in one of the first two cars, right?
I was on the second car.
You were in the second car.
As soon as we took off from L'Enfant Plaza around 3:15, not even a minute, we were heading towards Pentagon. Not even a minute when we hit the tunnel, all of a sudden we start seeing smoke coming into the cars very quickly. Then all of a sudden the train stopped. Okay.
You gotta go?
Yeah, I gotta go. We gotta go to medical now.
Okay. All right. Take care of yourself. Thank you very much. I can understand. I really understand. She's been through a lot, as have all of these people. At this point, they're talking about burning in their lungs that they're experiencing, the ones who were in those first two cars. So these buses are going to take them to the hospital for them to be checked out. The other people who were in the rest of the cars behind have been moved out by these buses and hopefully are able to safely make their way home. I talked to one lady who says that she was trying to make a meeting at the Pentagon, and I asked her, do you normally use Metro to get to and from work? She says, I normally bike, and I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So this is the situation out here. I just want to say one other thing, because I talked to some gentlemen who were down on the platform. We got some video of them as the train was coming through, and they were telling me that they saw sparks coming out from underneath the train and then smoke quickly filling up the entire station. They got some video that, shared it with us. Hopefully we can get it on if we haven't already, so you can see the situation that was down in the tunnel. But that's the situation out here. These people are clearly, I've talked to a number of them, are very, very happy to be out and breathing fresh air at this point. As they were coming out, breathing those first gas of fresh air, saw people coughing, but very happy to be able to breathe fresh air finally. So that's the situation out here. Again, people just very, very happy to be moving on and trying to get some medical help and then moving on. The investigation now begins as to exactly what happened down in that tunnel. Exactly what was it that those people were breathing. Back to you guys.
All right, Horace. And for a long time, you mentioned an hour or so for these people. That is a really long time in such a difficult, uncomfortable situation. All right, Horace Holmes, thank you very much. So let's go live now to Stephen Cheetah, who is tracking the impact of all of this on the evening rush in general. He continues our team coverage now from Mount Vernon Metro Station. Stephen.
Also, we have a lot of frightened, confused, and now angry Metro passengers. You can see behind me a lot of these people we caught up with as they came out of the Metro station. Some of them said they had been stuck on trains for about 30 minutes. They were on their smartphones. They saw that there was smoke in the L'Enfant stations. This sparked a lot of concern, a lot of fear. We heard from some of these passengers as soon as they got off the train.
I mean, that's definitely concerning to know that there's smoke down there. Hopefully it's just a technical failure or something.
Yeah, we were at the Howard Shaw stop, and we were held up there for maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
It is a little scary, but I'm sure they're on top of that. It's just the inconvenience.
Right. There you can see some people running. They see a shuttle bus. Now, there's been a lot of people out here saying they're expecting shuttle buses. They were told they were coming, but they have not arrived, or they had not arrived when we spoke with them. You could see them running down there. They saw a bus. A lot of these people stuck here trying to get either to Maryland or to Virginia. Their regular route home on Metro disrupted. Again, a lot of angry passengers here, but many thankful that at least they were not in one of those train stations or in the area where there was indeed that smoke. Reporting live, Stephen Cheetah, ABC 7 News.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. Now we'll continue to bring you updates from L'Enfant Plaza and the hospitals as well, where the passengers are all being taken. So if you want, you can go to WJLA.com and see some of the images that were being sent to us from L'Enfant Metro. And we'll be going back to our crews out there in the field in just a few minutes right here. Allison.